패치노트 2.04 시간이야. 정말 신나겠지? 엄청 시끄러울 거거든. 좋아, 가자. 네가 아스트라야? 실력 좀 볼까? 너 꽤 독특하구나. 먼저 X 스킬 천상계 형상. 주 공격으로 맵 어디에든 아스트라가 별을 설치할 수 있어. 별은 F로 소멸시킬 수 있고, 이때 짧은 연막이 생성돼. 연막을 길게 쓰고 싶어? 그러면 이 스킬로 별을 활성화시켜봐. 성운이 생기니까. 나도 이런 연막 하나 주면 안 될까? 와우! Q 신성 파동! 이거 완전 불꽃놀인데? 터지는 순간 뇌진탕이라니! 너 마음에 들었어? 이번엔 C 스킬 중력의 샘을 볼까? 별을 활성화시키니까 나 느려졌어! 심지어 취약 상태까지! 볼수록 신나네! 궁극기는 이름부터 어마어마한데? 우주장벽이라니! X 스킬의 보조 공격으로 맵에 장벽을 설치할 수 있어. 우주장벽은 탄환을 막고 소리를 흡수하지. 이거 친구들 벽 좀 느끼겠어? 아스트라! 나랑 같이 파티를 열어볼까? 다음은 시스템 업데이트. 드디어 액트 2가 시작돼. 잘하는 친구들은 랭크 레이팅이 조금 감소하고 모두 불멸 상태로 경쟁전을 시작할 거야. 다들 리더보드에 이름을 남기고 싶지? 불멸을 찍고 랭크 레이팅을 꾸준히 올려봐. 우린 해낼 거야. 느껴진대도. 이제 요원을 선택할 때도 게임이 시작되어도 같은 편의 티어가 표시되지 않도록 바뀌었어. 다들 게임에 집중해. 끝나면 티어를 볼 수 있으니까. 자, 마지막 패치 소식이야. 이제 친구들과 함께 랭크 돌리기가 좀 더 수월해졌어. 즐거운 발로란트 파티가 시작되겠는데? 어때? 오늘 패치노트 신났어? 난 너프가 아니라서 좋았어.
첫인상을 잘 남기는 게 중요하지. 자, 날 잘 보라고.
Only time I like that I ever hide from is red and blue lights. I don't sing their song. Where you at? Yeah, where you come from?
폭발한다.
Who you wanna become?
잘 가.
Move your body, move a leg. Everybody here.
이게 중력이다.
One to the right, down, one to the left. Never stay still. Move again.
우린 시작도 그 과정도 지켜봤지. 이제 끝낼 차례야. 우리가 이기고 있어.
Anything I want, baby, gonna take that. Too much I want, so I'm never leaving. Whole team
이번엔 운이 없네.
protect at all costs, yeah, like a wave cat.
다들 진정해. 시간과 공간이라는 건 너의 생각과 완전히 다르거든.
Mr. Bullseye.
I'll make you move like your boots are on fire. I'll make you jump like you touch a live wire. Ain't no sitting down when I get in the zone. Just give me my crown, let the king take his throne. Oh, I like to groove it. He likes to groove it. Oh, you're gonna move it. You're gonna move it. Clap your hands, just clap, clap your hands. Give 'em a clap. Like 1, 2, 3. Clap your hands, just clap them for me. Give 'em a clap. Like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Like 1, 2, 3. Like 1, 2, 3. All is good, I am ready to move. All is good, I am ready to groove. All is good, I am ready to move. When we dance, I've got nothing to prove. All is good, I am ready to move. All is good, I am ready to groove. All is good, I am ready to move. When we dance, I've got nothing to prove.
Gets planted. Zest makes his way up, gonna be able to find anything, and Glow falls down to 10 HP.
Site to site. Unlike a lot of
Seeker's moving forward, dash down, right click in. TS does manage to find the kill, picks up the Vandal. King, however, holding things down from Hell. Gets the spike, dropped on the ground. Actual alleyway would have heard, but they're not ready for Glow up on top of the box to fall. Glow, however, still in the back. Sight finds for RB down here at short, does manage to find one. Oh, man.
halfway through here. Oh my
One
god!
down. Tis RB swaps to the classic
me?
against the head. Corner, not quite prepared for it.
A blinding here.
OTS going
Oh my
aggro,
God.
dashes up and over top of them, and that's just gonna be the cleanup. They all get mowed down. Pulls at the boom bot. The timing just so very poor as RB will just
To make the C-Long plant work for them. Going for the what?
He's
Okay,
thinking-
okay. Basically push the jet back out of this position. RB coming in here, firing through the crate, getting a kill there on TS, and then another one on a Godlike.
the wall, just trying to get the kill. He will reveal himself, and that will be
What a match. We just had those highlights going, ending life of the previous match, the winner's match of Group A between Vision Strikers and TNL. And, I mean, we expected Vision Strikers to win 2-0, but they just continue to show how far ahead they are.
I told you so.
You did. You did, but,
yeah.
I mean, just this level, especially on, of course, their pick, like, that level of dismantling on Split, that was insane.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't know if you guys noticed, Vision Strikers kept their Sky on stacks going, and that just shows their confidence with Sky. However, I also told you guys at the beginning of today that TNL also brought out the Sky, but got like opted back to his comfort zone, which was Breach. That just proves that TNL overall as a team, they aren't ready to bring out the Sky. Especially against such a strong team like Vision Strikers, whereas Vision Strikers, it feels like they know that their Sky is prepped enough to bring it out continuously, constantly, back to back. It's the fourth map, or actually now it's the fourth map in a row that they brought out the Sky now and Raze for RB as well, and not opting into a Jet.
Yeah, of course, RB also finishing that first half in the very first map on Split with that Quadra, jumping forward with the ulti. I mean, just like you said, they're adding on to their arsenal with their agents, their compositions, and their maps. So as we review the bracket real quick, that means Vision Strikers now get sent all the way forward to the semifinals. Of course, TNL Esports not out yet, so if you want to see them hang on, try to make it back into the semifinals, they do have another chance.
Yeah, they definitely do, but whoever it is, whether it's New Turn or Apex people that will be coming up tomorrow to see who goes up against TNL, that will be important as well. But now we are waiting for our matches.
Yes, our next match is going to be the winner's match down below in Group B. It is going to be between MUYAHO and Damwon Gaming Kia. Now, this one should be a pretty spectacular show as well, given the two-team style.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be exciting. I think this is going to be as exciting as Vision Striker versus New Turn in terms of play style, because Vision Strikers and New Turns, they're very well known for their strategic play styles. Using their time and trying to get those crossfires. Whereas Damwon Gia and MUYAHO, not saying that they don't have any strategies, but more in terms of their individual skills, they like to shine and they like to show the viewers and us that my aim is crazy, and like we have those players on both of these teams here today that we're gonna be going into. MUYAHO and Damwon Gia Gaming.
Yeah, and MUYAHO, I mean, both of these teams, of course, played yesterday, and they showed a great showing 2-0 on both sides. But MUYAHO, they had that slow start that we talked about again. It took a little time to come online, but once they did, they got that comeback win on map 1, and then they just crushed through map 2.
It definitely was, like both of the matches at the end of the day, they won. So like when you just look at the numbers, it's a clean win. But like you said, they always have a slow start, especially on MUYAHO. I talked to you about this yesterday. Buzz needs to log on quickly, intro as well as 10x. If all three of them decide not to turn their monitors on, there is a chance that MUYAHO actually might lose.
Yeah, it is going to be pretty crucial here, especially against a team like Damwon, of course. But yesterday, I mean, MUYAHO, just on Haven, it took a little bit of time, but then on Ascent, I mean, they were relentless. And even on Haven, it seemed like they were prepared to just keep the pressure on. I mean, they were charging in no matter what when they were on offense, and still not letting a break happen through on defense. But on the flip side, Damwon Gia, do you think that they're going to be shaken up a little bit by this pressure from MUYAHO?
To be honest, the confidence that Damwon Gaming Gia has coming into this, I don't think they're afraid of MUYAHO or any team, because they know individually. I know these guys, and individually they are so proud and they know how good they are. And like I'm not saying they're boastful and like they don't consider other players good. They know, and they know the level of play that they can provide for their team, and the opponents can provide as well, and show, and like they can clash, but they know individually that they have the skills, and they know themselves that if they work on their teamwork and their communications regarding like crossfires and like skill engagements, they know they can be one of the top teams in Korea. So I know that they're not afraid of going up against MUYAHO. However, in the past, they were defeated 2-0.
That is true. Of course, they had that one matchup in Challengers Week 2, and MUYAHO took that 2-0, like you said. But Damwon Gaming has shown that they've improved a little bit. Damwon Kia showing that Sky, of course, yesterday, and coming in with a bit more aggression on the offense. Now, back when they met, it was on Bind and Ascent, 1-0 each, of course, going over to MUYAHO. Do you think that today we'll see maybe some different map picks or maybe a little bit of a different scoreline?
From what I've heard and from what I can gather from the statistics that we have and what we've seen, Icebox will obviously again be banned here, unfortunately. And you can see the map pick and win rate as well. And you noticed why Bind was picked as well. And so it could be Bind and Ascent again, but I also think Haven could, fit in there.
Okay.
Because MUYAHO is so good on split, like you see 100%. So there's not many teams that have 100% win rate other than Vision Strikers and MUYAHO. So, I'm pretty sure Damwon Gaming Gia is going to try to opt in not playing MUYAHO in split. So whether they're going to ban Icebox or they're going to assume that MUYAHO bans Icebox and they're going to ban split, I think that may happen. But in terms of map picks, it could be Bind Ascent again or Haven Ascent.
Okay, yeah, so we're going to see a little bit of a mix-up there, but nothing too crazy, of course. As we just looked at the win rates for MUYAHO, let's take a look at Damwon's. Now, Damwon also not shying away from Bind too much, but you always have to take into consideration what your opponent is also good at. And with Icebox, I mean, now that they've shown that they're pretty comfortable with that Sky, with that combination, do you think that Damwon tries to leave that open and maybe force MUYAHO to ban it?
Yeah, well, you can see the win rate for yourselves, and Damwon is not going to be the team to ban Icebox. They're going to be the team to ban Split, the 38%, right? That is not good. No bueno, right? You're not going to take that home. So Split is going to be most likely be banned by Damwon, and I think it's a choice of MUYAHO whether they want to ban Icebox, and even the prediction says, look at that.
Right.
And I think that ban, the Bind ban on Damwon Gia might just be a Split ban, is what I'm predicting. But other than that, if MUYAHO gives us a surprise and not bans Icebox, and Damwon bans Split, and MUYAHO bans another map, I think Damwon might take a risk and take a gamble on picking Icebox to go up against MUYAHO to actually, finalize the score to say, oh, we're here for revenge.
Right. Just to ruffle things up a little bit, take advantage of the fact that Icebox is open. Well, we talked about the teams. Let's talk about our key players. First up on MUYAHO, let's talk a little bit about Buzz. Of course, it's going to be the Jet player this time.
Yeah, definitely. We focus mostly on the entry fragger, the Jet, most of the time because they get the kill, they get the ACS, and you can see in the highlight as well that, they do have the reaction time. They do show us that spectacular play, the super plays, but it's not only Buzz solo carrying here on the team. You gotta, mind you, they have 10x, they have intro on the Omen, supporting with the paranoia, supporting and covering and deleting, positions and areas with the smokes as well. So it's not always Buzz that has to log on, like I always say. It's his teammates, being ready to keep up the pace with Buzz as he goes in.
Yeah, I mean, when we saw them yesterday, of course, on screen, we had brought up intro, and it's the same conversation. It's this duo, the trio going in and setting each other up, and on any given day, any of them can really take that top score, the most kills, and try to take that MVP. Now, on the flip side, though, for Damwon Gaming Kia, let's talk about Secret, bringing out that Sky, showing that they have a little bit more versatility.
Exactly, and Secret is basically like Stacks, like on Vision Strikers, right? And Secret just bringing out the Sky in the previous match and showing how well and versatile he can be with it. It's just amazing to me. To be honest, in the most recent Sky plays, Stacks versus Secret, I think Secret is just a little bit better on Sky plays. Not saying Stacks is bad, right? Because there's a skill disparity between, as a team, in Vision Striker versus Damwon Gia, Secret being able to play the Sky the way he did with Damwon Gia, it just shows that, he has, studied and practiced like angles and everything, timings, the speed of the Hawk, everything, a lot more than how much Stacks is prepared.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we've seen right there in the stats as well. He also put up the kills, right? So he's kind of covering all angles for his team. So it really makes sense when you put it into perspective of who you're playing with, the circumstances you're in. Well, it sounds like these teams, it could swing either way, but what's your pick this time?
I'm gonna go with the MUYAHO.
You gotta go with the shout. I mean, that's
Yes.
my pick as well.
Uh-huh.
MUYAHO. I think just the pressure and the action they put up yesterday, that momentum is gonna carry through today. But what about you, Ending? Is there anything else that really makes you lean towards MUYAHO?
Well, to be honest, like they just overall they've just been a little bit more consistent on in terms of I always say they need to log on, right? Like in terms of that, I think they have been a little bit quicker compared to when they were playing in challengers where they were playing from their team house. So I think MUYAHO will take it 2-0 if there's no problem. However, I want to just point out a short key player on Damon Gaming Gia as well. Texture and Chibop, the two entry fraggers, they rotate around Raze and Jet and Jet and Raze, vice versa. They have a double entry, and you're gonna see that today. And if those double entries work out, I think that's the only way Damon Gia could kind of push back onto MUYAHO.
Okay. All right. I mean, well, that kind of evens things out then, right? Because on MUYAHO, we're looking at the duos, the trios, when they're on that offense. Of course, Damwon Gaming Kia looked good on offense yesterday, looked quite shaky on defense. So maybe it all comes down to offense today. I mean, even in match 1, it was all about the offense keeping up the pressure.
Exactly. And, we heard that, especially from Damon Gaming Gia, they love the Sky on the offense, right? They can play it aggressive. They can allow the double entry, like I said, Chibop and Texture, to just both jump in Tailwind and Blast Pack in at the same time, confuse and kill the blinded enemies. And, that gives an opening and a comfortable entry for Damon Gaming Gia. So I think as long as that works for Damon Gia, I think that's going to be very exciting. Same goes for MUYAHO with the double entry frag as well. So
all right. Well, promises to be an action-packed match then. This is going to be the winner's match of Group B, MUYAHO versus Damwon Gaming Kia, coming right up here for Valorant Masters Korea.
There's a party downtown, someone said that you're coming by. Let me know when you're here, meet me up for a smoke outside. I regret what I said, didn't mean it. Yeah, believe me, I guess I'll take it back. There's a party downtown, someone said that you're coming by. I know that summer was a big mistake. I just hope that we're still okay. You always pick me up and let me down. We're spinning around, losing our minds. Damned if we do, damned if we don't, damned if we give in what we want. And I always pick you up and let you down. We're spinning around, losing our minds. Damned if we do, damned if we don't, damned if we give in what we want to what we want. There's a party downtown, we are drunk and the music's loud. I forget that we're done, that you're back with your girlfriend now. For a minute, I'm back where we started. You always pick me up and let me down. We're spinning around, losing our minds. Damned if we do, damned if we don't, damned if we give in what we want. Now you always pick you up and let you down. We're spinning around, losing our minds. Damned if we do, damned if we don't, damned if we give in what we want to what we want. It's not fair. Why do I still think about you when you're not here? I'm ruined, but it's stupid, cause it's been 2 years. Saw you moved on with someone new. Thought I did too. It's not fair. Everything he says is what I wanna hear. He's perfect, I deserve this. I'm floating on air, telling my friends that I'm all in, till I find another one and do it again. I'm scared I can't love nobody else. Never gonna feel the way I felt. Something's out of place, know it from the start. I can't feel a thing cause you stole my heart. I'm scared I can't love nobody else. Never gonna feel the way I felt. Something's out of place, know it from the start. I can't feel a thing cause you stole my heart. I like to convince myself he's moving too fast. Excuses, but the truth is I start to hold back. Cause nothing feels good when you've had great. It just ain't the same. Got rid of every trace of you, no replacing you, yeah. Boy, what have you done? I keep running from sure things and good guys. I see you in their eyes, and I can't get you out of my head. I'm scared I can't love nobody else. Never gonna feel the way I felt. Something's out of place, know it from the start. I can't feel a thing cause you stole my heart. I'm not even wishing you were mine, but someone else is just a waste of time. Something's out of place, know it from the start. I can't feel a thing cause you stole my heart. No replacing you, boy, what have you done? Stole my heart. No replacing you, boy, what have you done? Stole my heart. I'm scared I can't love nobody else. Never gonna feel the way I felt. Something's out of place, know it from the start. I can't feel a thing cause you stole my heart. Oh, never gonna feel the way I felt. Oh, something's out of place, know it from the start. I can't feel a thing cause you stole my heart. No replacing you, boy, what have you done? Stole my heart. No replacing you, yeah. Boy, what have you done? Stole my heart. I'm the type of girl that doesn't settle. Won't wait around till you get on my level. You think you got it on, you think you're special, but you're not. Yeah, you're hot, but that don't mean a lot to me. I'm the type of girl that needs attention. I want you on my mind 24/7. Step it up, yeah, give me some dimension. Let me buzzing, let me crushing. Now you're giving me nothing and I'm bored, bored. I think I like you, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'm bored, bored. I think I like you, but I need more. Maybe I'm bored, bored. Bored, bored. I know you're a good guy, yeah, I get it, but that's just not enough to keep my interest. Don't but I'm just bored, bored. I think I like you, but I'm just bored, bored. I think I like you, but I'm not sure. I think I like you, baby, I'm bored, bored. I think I like you, but I need more, baby, I'm bored, bored. Give me something, give me something.
I could probably use some heartbreak to get moving. Tired of the way you let me down. You fill me up with broken promises, 'cause you never keep them. I'm so sick of the way you let me down. So all my time, oh, don't try. I don't like all the things you do, mess with my head. Just pick me up, let me down like you don't care. This is for my time. I don't know which way I'm going. I don't need to, as long as I don't have to stay with you. You fill me up with broken promises, 'cause you never keep them. I'm so sick of the way you let me down. So all my time, oh, don't try. I don't like all the things you do, mess with my head. Just pick me up, let me down like you don't care. This is for my time. All my time, oh, don't try. I don't like all the things you do, mess with my head. Just pick me up, let me down like you don't care. This is all my time. Don't go wasting my time on what nothing to do with you. Don't go wasting my time on what nothing to do with you. Don't go wasting my time, I want nothing to do with you. Don't go wasting my time, I want nothing to do with you.
Driving down the road that I grew up on once again. It's when I pass your door, the memories come back again. Pictures of us flooding back just like a wave. Makes me wonder what happened, what you're up to today. Remember when we stole your mother's car, we drove for days. Teenagers with too many feelings and rage. We were higher than the ceiling, middle fingers to the sky. I remember thinking if I only could stop the time. Way back when we didn't care what they said. People could stare, I didn't give a damn, 'cause I was they said. People could stare, I didn't give a damn, 'cause all I needed was my friend. Way back when, way back when, way back when. Remember when my father taught us how to play guitar, and we started up a band in my garage. We thought our dream would take us so far, but after a week or so it all just fell apart. But we were higher than the ceiling, middle fingers to the sky. I remember thinking if I only could stop the time right now. Way back when we didn't care what they said. People could stare, I didn't give a damn, 'cause I was being next to you. Way back when we didn't care what they said. People could stare, I didn't give a damn, 'cause all I needed was my friend. What it's like, I dreamt we had more than 20. I have seen this before, and I have lived more than plenty. Now lay me in the ocean. Why lullabies? I've used my time. Now lend me to the ocean. Sing my songs when I'm gone.
And so our night in Seoul here continues on. If you missed out on our first best of 3, we just saw Vision Strikers dominate with a 2-0, crushing TNL Esports and moving on to the next phase of Valorant Masters Korea. Up next is MUYAHO versus Donwan Gaming Kia.
Yeah, and this is me getting ready to jump into Group B. You and Artosis got to bring the action yesterday to see these two teams make it here into this winner's match. MUYAHO looking incredibly dominant. A fairly close game versus AP Prince on Haven. 13-11 there, but then they absolutely dismantled them on Ascent, 13-2. Donwan, a bit closer of a set that they played versus F4Q, but again, I was a little bit surprised to see F4Q not pick up a single map in that series. But now we get to see these two square off. Analyst Desk, both of them, Chobra and Ending Life, going for MUYAHO in their predictions. And we were talking about it, at the end of that first series. I happen to agree. I think that MUYAHO absolutely has the potential to be the second best team in Korea right now.
I think you might be right, and it's very possible that my prediction is going to be wrong here. I voted for Donwan Gaming Kia because I felt like a lot of the hiccups that we saw from them early on was them really ironing out their approach to the game and the way they played here. And I think it's going to be close either way, but they impressed me yesterday, and it seems like they've really entered into their proper form. So I'm leaning Donwan Gaming Kia, but I'm going to be pleasantly surprised if MUYAHO does, in fact, come out on top.
I think it really comes down to, for the side of Donwan, how Chibop and Kelly are going to perform. Chibop coming back into the roster, Kelly there as well. It's not been the same squad, since they had their somewhat recent departures and whatnot. But if they've stabilized, if they've gotten enough practice in, then maybe they'll be able to do it. MUYAHO, though, these guys have impressed pretty much since the beginning. Formerly known as Bear Claw, had a falling out with the organization. Now are here representing themselves. A roster that's going to be looking to impress, looking for a new sponsor. And if they can make it into the grand final here of our first Masters Korea, then that is going to be a very big boon, a beacon saying, hey, we're right here, come pick us up. Same thing happened to Dark Horse, now they're Damwon. Maybe MUYAHO can find a new home here after this event.
And that would be a real Cinderella story if that turned out to be the case here. And look, I mean, these guys looked incredibly impressive. They seem to be very coordinated. I think like a lot of these other teams out here in Korea, they are a bit in the shadows of Vision Strikers. Vision Strikers being so dominant, looking so intimidating within their play. But MUYAHO, it's going to be fun to see how they take on Damwon Gaming Kia. It is also important to point out that, you know, Kia is a major sponsor in esports, and in Korea, that's a very iconic brand. So for them to be selected and get that kind of representation, that's exciting, but it does put some pressure on them. You know, it's really, you know, for them getting to sponsor a rags to riches story, but they've got to deliver now.
Yeah, they certainly do. I mean, obviously, you know, a lot of the eyes on the organization coming off the back of their League of Legends team, having won the World Championship, bringing the trophy back to Korea after several years without it. But, you know, the Valorant team is not going to get off scot-free. They are going to have expectations on them because this is a major organization now. They do have major sponsors, and like you said, they do need to deliver, starting off with a victory here in this series. If they can punch their ticket into a semifinal, not have to fall into the loser's bracket, that's going to be a major step up for Damwon. I mean, going back to First Strike when they were on Dark Horse, I thought that maybe that roster, obviously it's not the same exact one, but I thought that that roster of Dark Horse at the time might have been the only team that was capable at First Strike to actually take down Vision Strikers. They weren't given the opportunity really to try, but things have kind of slipped out of their fingers a little bit, so let's see if they've gotten their grasp back on the game now.
Yeah, we're going to be going into our agent selection in a second, but first we need to see what maps are actually going to be played on over here. I'm hoping that this is going to be a closer series than the one that we just casted here. We had a very dominating 2-0 performance, even though I think we saw TNL kind of catch up a little bit there at the end. It did seem almost like Vision Strikers was almost doing drills on hitting C over and over and just trying to make sure it worked. So going into this, the MVPs here for both sides, MUYAHO with Buzz and Damwon Gaming Kia with Texture.
Yeah, these have been really big names for both sides. I mean, Buzz coming out here has been a phenomenal Jet player overall. Has had some hit or miss moments, but he's one of those guys that when he gets online, he will absolutely start to take over a lobby. This guy can absolutely destroy. So these are their stats just looking at from yesterday. So fast turnaround, obviously, for both of our Group B teams here that are going to be competing. So not as much time to necessarily get prepared for each other, but it's not like it's the first time that they've clashed either. So we'll see how they fare against each other up here on the main stage. Texture is one that strays over towards the Rays from time to time, as you can see there at the bottom of your screen. Got to see that from him yesterday. Buzz, kind of a bit of a Jet purist overall, but maybe more of these Jet purists will start taking, you know, a look over at how RB is going right now with his Rays, and maybe they'll make that full-time shift.
Yeah, it seems like Jet's extremely trendy. I mean, in parts of the world, of course, but in Korea especially. But we're seeing a little bit of a shift here. We don't know if it's going to be a full shift away from Jet, or at least making Jet not a mandatory pick like some of the other agents we see here. I mean, as an example, Omen is almost always selected in. Breach is extremely popular out here, but Jet was kind of a given oftentimes in Korea, and it hasn't been as much. But, you know, as we're navigating our way through the brackets of this tournament and deciding which team is truly the greatest, it's fun to see which teams are leaning into which agents.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of different minor shifts. The Jet was such a mainstay, but we were starting to see, you know, triple duelist comps coming through and whatnot. Now it's starting to slink back to single and you know, maybe two duelists on the rosters, but without the Jet. So it's some interesting shifts going on. Binbon there on the Korean desk, opting to go for MUYAHO, so I am going to be alone with him this time around.
The minority, I just want you to know. Me and the rest of the risk takers over here with Damwon Gaming Kia. I don't know though. I mean, like I had a tough time picking this one, to be honest with you. I didn't know who was really going to take it, but look, I thought Damwon Kia looked good.
Yeah.
I think they've got a good team and a good backing behind them, but MUYAHO could absolutely upset this, and that would be a cool story as well.
I think that one, maybe they have a bit more of a steady style of play. I think MUYAHO has a higher ceiling. It's just whether or not they can hit those heights to come out on top. But I'm thinking that they're going to be hunkered in for this series. They didn't have a very tough run versus AP Prince. I think they probably treated that match as a bit of a warm-up for this main event because they knew that they were either going to be playing against Damwon or F4Q. Both of them are, fairly scary opponents. So they're ready to be playing at a higher level. It's just whether or not they can deliver on it. I'm happy to be proven wrong, much like you, Tasteless. All I want is some good Valorant, and I think that we are going to get that in just a little bit.
Yeah, I think we're definitely safe on betting on some good Valorant here. And I actually do think this is going to go to a third game, almost certainly. So, our map lineup, oh my god, is it my birthday? It's split and then bind, and if we do go to Icebox, which I think is realistic, I will actually finally get to cast a game on this map.
It might happen, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Is today the day, or does one of these teams come out with a surprise 2-0 blowout?
Get your jackets, get your
unlikely.
gloves, get your mittens ready. Actually, not mittens. You can't fire a gun with mittens. You could do a showstopper with mittens.
Interesting, though. So
But
even
nothing
after
else.
their smashing, defeat over AP Prince yesterday, MUYAHO decide to ban Ascent.
Yeah, we don't normally have Ascent as a map that is pulled out of the selection. I mean, Ascent is a very, it's a very vanilla map, to be honest. But Damwon Gaming Kia getting rid of Haven is interesting.
True, yeah, I'm a little bit intrigued here.
A lot of times Haven's a map that's not ticked off here by the Koreans, and so it sort of bubbles into the lineup of possible maps. So we're going right into the agent selection, and Damwon Gaming Kia with such confidence locks in the Cypher, the Sage, the Jet, the Raze, and the Omen.
Very quickly, just kind of going down the line here, so we'll be seeing some more Cypher plays, but a lot of Killjoy in that first series, obviously from King, who very much favors it, but will occasionally swap over. We will have Jets and Razes on either side, but it's looking like Damwon just going to be the only team sticking through with this Sage, unless we see a slight little alternation from the side of MUYAHO, but no, it will not happen. It still will be the breach for Ghana in the end, so Sageless from them.
Yeah, and instead leaning into that Cypher, which I think is not a bad pick either. I mean, Cypher is not going to be someone who would necessarily be controlling mid, but can take a pretty healthy lopsided defense on either A or B. I mean, I think a good Cypher is always necessary to cover one site, come in later to help out if it's not attacked over there, or to hold off the rest of the team and buy time. But again, this will allow for circulation in mid here without the Sage able to wall, so I'm curious to see what kind of game we're going to have before us.
Super intriguing, but let's go ahead and just dive straight into the action. Split to kick us off, MUYAHO versus Damwon Gaming Kia to see who's going to be advancing into the semifinals. Alrighty, and here we go. So, MUYAHO, 50% map win rate. Damwon, going to be feeling very comfortable with it there, 100%.
Yeah, but I would take those stats with a grain of salt here. I think we've seen these teams really adapt and improve here over time, and I think we could have a very new version of them coming forward here. Now, immediately, we do have a quick push down into mid, up into B Heaven.
Wrapping their way through. Wall's going to be coming up, cutting off stairway access. Ghana trying to pull back, but doesn't drop down. And Texture pressing forward with a frenzy. Does manage to find that kill. Now intro will fall. And it is a very solid start here for Damwon. Buzz trading one back as Eugene does get eliminated, but it's very much now on the back of this Raze. 10X does manage to find one, but will die in the end. And that'll be the closeout on the pistol round for Damwon.
Yeah, strong showing there to start things off with a very aggressive and explosive push up into B Heaven, coming down, getting that spike planted, and thus winning the pistol round. Going into round two, it's not going to be very easy for MUYAHO here. I think they might have been expecting a little bit of a slower start here, but instead, off the bat, Damwon Kia just coming in and crushing. This time around, it seems like they're going to go for a hard counter play here. MUYAHO basically going to try to preempt what they're hoping for is going to be an A rush. But in fact, all sights set on to B, at least judging from where this spike is waiting. And this could allow for a very easy victory unless MUYAHO is able to reorganize and reorient, coming back over here to protect.
Taking their time right now. 2 inching forward in the rope. Spike's still going to be dropped back over towards Ramen, but yeah, the B side is completely unoccupied. And if they continue to just push forward there, Chibop and Kelly, they will get word of this. And we very well may see those 2 players in mid just rotate out, pick up the spike, bring it straight over to B.
Yeah, now they're actually coming here to chase Secret, who's actually gone down into sewers here. Now, they've actually claimed the B site, but this is one of these funny games where the spike wasn't actually equipped with any of the agents. So they have B, but they can't plant, which will give an ample amount of time for MUYAHO to try to come back over here and maybe take a fight at B.
They need to be ready for this corner check, though. Headshot. Chibop gets the thing, follows up for the kill. Paint Shell's lobbed around the corner. They get the spot here onto the Omen. Intro will manage to take out one. Gene hovering nearby, just going to be throwing down the slow orb, making sure they can't press into Alley any further. Texture, ooh, yeah, still continuing to play forward. Takes just a smattering of damage from the paint shells, but in the end, it's a lot of damage dealt. Buzz in heaven, but with a shorty and at these long ranges, it's not really going to be doing him any favors. Already burned the tailwind over at the A site when he was trying to chase in onto Secret, so cannot try to close the distance, really.
We see Kelly hanging out over here, waiting for possible peaks here from B Heaven. I don't think we're going to have
get any.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. And so, well, I guess they're going to get that one peak here. Intro. Going to be picked off there by Kelly, but the spike will go off with a 2-0 lead here for Damwon Gaming Kia. Again, though, plenty more rounds to go. And we're going to see how exactly MUYAHO is going to handle the rifle round, which is usually where they can get the leg up on their opponents.
Yeah, and they need to, because, you know, very much defensive-sided map. The changes that have happened have kind of evened up the, split a little bit more, give the attackers more of a chance to try to break through, where before it was so very dominated by the defender's side. But it still is going to be favoring the defenders. We do have a quick little pause coming out as we get things taken care of and then can resume the game. But as strong as an attack that we're seeing from Damwon Kia right now, if they can keep that going and, potentially end with a positive record on the attacker side, that sets them up to maintain this 100% win rate on split.
I don't think the behaviors that we saw in that second round are really indicative of what we're going to have as far as formations going here. For MUYAHO, basically you lose that first round and you're stuck having to do, a real eco round here where they're going to possibly be coming at you with Spectres or another, variety of weapons that are going to be superior to whatever you have. And so we do see some teams try to do blind counters here where, let's say that there was a push on A, the entire team is stacked there. And then maybe they do take a fight, they can swing this back. It's a gamble, but it's something that's absolutely worthwhile to do. So we're still waiting to see if this pause is going to be resolved.
And see the countdown ticking away, so we should be okay.
Yeah, 15 more seconds on the clock here. All signs do point to an A-side push. And we have a 3-2 split over here, with Cypher having his utility set up here to booby trap A.
This could be a fairly fast push once things get going. Slow comes out, try to get themselves up into heaven. Tailwind forward, Harry clipped. Does manage to find one as he presses through his own cybercades. The blind, time of texture. Despite the blind, still manages to come out on top. Takes out two. Still with 33 HP remaining and may very well be able to receive a heal from Eugene. But as I say, that looks like he has used it on himself. Now the spike will get planted and it's a 2v4. So a very great start here for Damwon. And MUYAHO on this retake have to play out of their minds or just opt to save the guns.
Yeah, they're going to have to make a tough decision here. This is pretty clearly going to be a victory for Damwon Kia. They're not going to throw this. They're not going to screw this up. So they back out over into defender's spawn and are basically going to let that spike detonate and see if they can't, in the future, start to really reorient towards a win.
Yeah, so now, two rifles that they'll be carrying forward into the next round, but everybody else is going to be fairly softened up economically, not too much in the wallet. So, maybe some Buckies or Sheriffs that'll come out here with light armor, perhaps. We'll have to see what the rest of the team is going to opt to do, but the weight is very much on those two rifle shoulders, whether or not they decide to disperse them amongst the other team members.
Yeah, and let's not forget here that MUYAHO, it's not a secret what happened. I mean, Dongwon Gaming Kia knows, okay, they saved their rifles. They're going to try something the next round. If Dongwon Gaming Kia could come in here and smash in the next round, it's going to be real trouble here for MUYAHO.
Yeah, so looks like Sheriff Buzz potentially making up his mind. Still going to be 2 charges away from that Blade Storm. Speaking of which, Texture pops his off the bat. Scouting forward as they move up. Dark cover allowing him to just move past Mail without having to turn around. The Bucky is situated down below here with Harry. See if he can find the kills.
Now, similar to the second round here, the spike is parked over by Ramen, so they don't have any intention on diving onto any of these sites yet.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that's the goal inevitably here, but for now they're really playing cautiously, and I think this is a very wise decision here from Dongwon Kia. Getting a pick or 2 here or there could snowball the entire round and then really leverage their weapon position.
Yeah, I mean, they're just kind of waiting for some form of information. Texture does decide to go forward.
The Omen's going to grab the spike. The Sage Wall's going to come up here and allow for an easy spill down into B. Maybe if you're dead, though, too. Shot off there from the high ground now. As it looks like MUYAHO basically able to reclaim B with ease, but a good pull around here from Dongwon Kia.
Yeah, they get 2, so now the spike's going to be rerouted all the way back over through A. They do have the move up from Secret, gets himself up the ramp and can try to occupy around the ropes now.
The Cypher can control the ropes pretty easily here and maybe even use some utility to try to lock this push out here. Now, there's only 10 seconds on the clock. The spike is being planted, 3 in ropes, 1 in spawn.
Cyber Cage coming down. Paranoia comes crashing through. He's going to hide into the corner. Chibop eliminated.
Wow, Secret actually going for the push there and then whips around, gets the kill over there, taking out 2 of the players as Kelly takes 10x down on the low ground.
That is absolutely devastating. Secret, can he pull it off? He can. The frenzy drawn out intro. Oh, had he gotten that kill, it certainly would have been clutchable for him, but Secret completely shuts them down. Such an aggressive tailwind forward from Buzz. Can't recover in time, didn't have full HP, just gets nuked by that Phantom, and Secret makes it happen. That was looking like a very dire situation with Chibop falling, but it completely turns it on his head, and it's just yet another round victory here for them, and yet another brief pause.
Now, let's point out that for a little bit, it actually looked like MUYAHO might have been able to win that if it did come down to a fight on B, but as they were shot down coming from heaven, we got a shot of this here now. This is where the jet gets completely annihilated, and I think they did the right move. They retreated, they reoriented towards A, and frankly, MUYAHO didn't have a very clean entry back into A. They had a good setup. We're going to run the clock on this pause for now. I'm not sure if this is a technical issue or a requested pause.
I think we heard that it was a call for a player pause. So I think
player pause. Okay.
Yeah, I think there's something.
I'm glad you caught that in the headset. I did not.
It's hard to not hear it because they always just say like please pause.
PP.
So we get the call. Somebody said PP in the chat. So we know that
that
it's
is
a player
actually
pause.
in Korean esports rules. Typing PP quickly.
Yeah.
Double P.
Please pause.
Is to pause.
Doesn't mean you have to have a bathroom break. It means
No.
that there's something wrong.
No, that would be wee.
Yeah.
So we're going to wait here. We're going to see what the issue is. Is it a tactical pause where they're saying, what the hell are we doing, guys? Let's pull it together. We're overextending. Or is this like my mouse is
I think this has to be a technical issue. I don't actually think that they're allowed tactical pauses
I think
until
you're right.
in between the rounds.
I hadn't checked before a tournament because we almost never have these. But
yeah, I'm fairly certain there's no mid map pausing except for during the half break. They get 2 minutes or so, a minute and a half. Coach can come out, discuss with them, and then they go back. So this will have to be some sort of technical issue that we're working through. But we'll give, if we get any update on that, we'll be sure to push that forward for you guys. But you've been casting for a long time, Tasteless.
I have been.
It's been a couple years now since you got started.
Couple years.
What's the?
I'm in my.
What's the most brutal pause?
My
you've had to go
sophomore
through?
years of. Oh, dude, it was much worse in the early days. Where they would pause and they wouldn't even have shots like this to.
Yeah, you're just
keep
staring at the game screen.
I think I once was on camera for an hour and a half and I had no idea what the hell was going on.
had that happen before. I remember me and Monte Cristo casting League of Legends. I forget who was in that game. I want to say it was KT Rolster maybe versus Jin Air.
That was also back when they weren't wise enough to cut to a commercial, maybe, if you're really
doomed.
Like, well, you can just do a full-length best of 3 of filling time.
We played, I think, we played maybe 3 videos that had been produced with Cloud Templar. So the videos were all in Korean, had no English subtitles, and they just decided to run them. And there's a mosquito in here.
There's a bug in
but
here. Watch this. You ready?
Yep. Oh,
I almost killed it.
Did you follow? I thought you got it.
I think I winged it. Oh, I killed him. Look, he's here.
Oh, there you go.
Look at that.
Nice.
Round 1 goes to Tasteless. I just killed a mosquito. The weather is getting warmer out here.
Yeah.
But looks like my blood stays with me this time. Tasteless drawing first blood, murdering a mosquito in the halftime.
There's no other half.
It reminds me of that Damwon Kia round back there where they dominated MUYAHO. So I want to point out, guys, in these shots, we actually do have the players in the studio as things are slowly coming back to normal.
Yep.
I'm not vaccinated yet. I hope you are. But eventually, we're going to go back to the old days where gamers and casters flew in metal birds. They traveled the world and gathered in groups.
Large clumps of people who all shook hands. They didn't fist bump.
They shook hands and didn't wear masks.
Yep. I was fortunate to do, I guess, probably one of the last LAN events that had occurred, at least in the States.
The last event I was at, I was actually at EVO in Tokyo. And that was like,
right,
I came back here and then literally the country shut down. We've been in Seoul ever since.
Yeah.
Alas.
Here we
the
go.
countdown is starting. There are no cars on the highway.
Just
right
like
now.
here.
It's important to know, yeah. Would you live in these buildings, I ask?
It didn't look like they had any foundations.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay.
Especially if everyone's trying to blow up the city with these spikes.
That's true, yeah. A lot of spike terrorist attacks here. Okay, we're back in the game, and we're in the 5th round. And now we're going to see if we can have a push. It looks like into B. We only have the Omen defending here. There is a breach up in heaven. Double Omen smokes over here, which actually may allow a push through here, depending.
Boombot, not going to get the spot on the intro. Yeah, rides that line finally. Needs to make sure that he's still going to be covered. The bot goes back into the garage. Holding the angle. Thinks about tossing the paranoia, but does not do so.
Yeah, decides it might be better to hang back and wait for them to almost push in. But then here comes the flash. Immediately, Chibop picks off intro. Kelly takes out Ghana. 10x with a kill on Texture.
Does manage to find one. That was over in mid, though. This B still broken open, and they are now in onto the site. 10x jumping forward, has the showstopper out. Does take quite a bit of damage there in the exchange, down to 46 HP as Harry creeps forward just over top of rope here.
Oh, this is such a crazy smoke here. There's actually someone lurking just below. You can see Chibop just waiting. And now another Omen smoke comes here. Now again, it's kind of typical with Damwon Gaming Kia. The plant's a little bit late. They're very cautious with where the spike is, preferring to first secure the site, plant it, and then go for the win. A lot of other teams, I think all over the world, they just plant in a frenzy and then try to defend after.
All right, well, they get the word that Chibop is just below, and will manage to line up one shot. Buzz with that operator finds another. Paranoia perfectly timed as he pops the Blade Storm, goes in with the updraft. Uses another one, taps the spike.
Oh my god.
Throws a couple of the knives, takes Kelly down to half HP, taps it yet again. Knows that they have to come to him, but instead decides to go ahead, peeks out, and that's just a 5th round going the way of Damwon.
Yeah, nicely done. I think Damwon hanging back. I mean, even though it's doable having one player kill off 2 in garage and then going back to the box to defuse, still not easy if you space the timeout and the engagements out.
Yeah, I would have liked maybe if he had tried to take it to half first, then go for the peak, try to catch the Omen maybe on a swing coming around the side, but does not work out at all. So now, MUYAHO in dire straits at the moment.
Yeah, this is getting bad, and really, a 5-0 going into round 6. Look at the guns they're forced to buy. Bucky's, I think we might have had Sheriffs back there.
Yeah, I mean, again, just bear in mind how defensively favored this map is
No sheriffs, I'm sorry.
across every other team. It's one. We have one for 10x.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, so, but yeah, I mean, this is inferior weapons, and if you're smart, like Damwon Kia, you don't want to take close encounters. Well, I was going to say, don't do something like that unless you're going to basically preempt the player with the Bucky, but there's only so many narrow corners on split, and so basically if you're against players that you know are going to be banking on Buckies, just take angles where the Bucky is not ideal.
Yeah, just a complete lack of response there from Harry. Doesn't react anywhere near in time. 10x. He missed the barrel of the gun! Oh, he could have seen it there. Texture, his gun was sticking out, but just doesn't quite notice it. Looks the other way. Now the res is out, and that's 5 members back on board for Damwon, at the very least, just to be able to recover that extra rifle. Buzz finished off. And it all comes down to Intro and Ghana yet again. Sheriff and Bucky for the attempted retake, and by that I mean they're probably just gonna have to in forward here, try to get any guns they possibly can.
It is interesting to see how slow Damwon Gaming Kia is playing and how well it's working every time. They have the spike site for sometimes up to 10 seconds before the spike is actually even brought in.
Yeah.
These guys are very safe, they're very methodical, and you know, I think this is a real cooling of the nerves overall here for Damwon Gaming Kia, as with very surgical precision, they open up the site, eliminate all entry points, carefully bring the spike in, patiently place it down, and then wait it out. And MUYAHO, where, look, just yesterday they had kind of an explosive frenzy of match after match on our maps that we had, are really going up against a very disciplined Damwon Gaming Kia here.
Yeah. I'm still very confused by the map maps.
I'm feeling smarter and smarter here. Is Damwon Gaming Kia? I'm like, oh, of course they're going to win.
You know, I flipped back through my notebook just to look through as 10x just dies.
10x just gets obliterated there.
But I have notes on just about every match that has happened so far in Korea, you know, since we started the 2021 Challengers Tour. And I think back to MUYAHO versus TNL, they 13-0'd TNL on Ascent, yet they ban it going into this series versus Damwon. Unless we had, you know, like a graphical error and that was Damwon's ban, I'm just
It is curious, isn't it?
It's puzzling.
It's a good point to raise, I think. By the way, Cloudburst is going to smoke out the Cypher here as a clean entry into A, and I think one of our faster spike plants, at least for Damwon Kia so far here. Planting just by Pillar. And we're waiting to see if there's going to be any real entry over here. It looks like Harry's coming forward, gets 2 kills in a row. Now we're going to reveal the rest of the players' locations. This could be one that absolutely could be taken by the rest of the team.
Doesn't manage to find the kill there on the Chi-Bob, and he's got the cleanup.
Damn.
Finishes off Intro. Still would have had to go through Kelly had Intro been able to win out that fight, but I mean, this is just utter domination right now.
Dude,
on this attacking side.
I'll tell you, man, watching the Cypher use the ulti after getting into a position where it's winnable and then they lose is heartbreaking.
It is.
You know, some of these ultis, like Showstopper, a lot of times is made for an initiation, especially if you get them coming into a narrow hallway. But Cypher's ulti is really about trying to close it out, right? Once you should be either even or a little bit ahead. All right, let's figure out where they are. Let's eliminate any risk and let's end it. Did not work out. All signs pointing to Damwon Kia here in the first half. 7-0 in what is turning out to be, at least so far, one of the most one-sided matches in Korea.
Yeah, I mean, 7-5 is as good as it can get right now for MUYAHO, and it's not looking very great at all. They managed to find 1 as Kelly does get dropped, but it's at the cost of 2 of their own. And, I mean, now with everything blown wide open, this spike can go wherever it wants. It looks like they're going to be picking it up, likely rotating through the sewers, take it to the A site, where it's just Harry by himself to try to hold it down.
And now, already down 1 player here in a 4 versus 3. MUYAHO is strained yet again here. The Cypher is holding A, and B is covered simply by two scopes here. But they're going to, I think, pretty easily be able to just pop into A. And, I mean, really out of position here is the Omen to even get far back to the other side. So Chi-Bob right now with the Showstopper ready, knowing that basically this is where the Cypher is every time. And so Harry is no more with just 2 more players, Intro and Ghana, scrambling to try to get this spike that is just now planted.
Yeah. It's kind of needed to get that kill and hightail it out of there to try and avoid some of the damage, or just to, try and avoid getting killed by the showstopper, but just does not manage to make it out of there in time. Paranoia does roll through, but whether or not it hit Cheap Up doesn't matter. It either expired or it missed, and that's another triple for Cheap Up here,
And
who is looking better than ever.
Normally in Valorant, we're kind of explaining, the way the meta works in the first few rounds, and if you lose here, well, you can come back on a rifle round, or you can try to do a blind counter in round 2 to stop the pistol run. Now we're getting to the point where MUYAHO is broke. Bucky's and Sheriffs here. And this is where, it's a boot on the throat of MUYAHO here. If Damwon Gaming Kia is simply playing like they were before and not overextending and not taking risks, this should be a straightforward closing to round 1. And let me tell you something. MUYAHO does not want to have to try to win 12 rounds in a row to go to the tiebreaker to come back.
Secret just going to be retreating out of this position. Didn't take any damage. The little exchanges here as the boom bot. Did get a little bit of a detonation onto intro. Took him down to 37 HP, but luckily for him, he was able to get the headshot with the Sheriff. Eliminating Chibop. Not sure if he was able to recover the weapon, though. Wait just a moment to try to get spot on that, so it seems like no. There you go. So Ghana will be able to pick it up with the help of the dark cover.
Okay, a quick reload here in a 4v4, a quiet push into B. Once again, held by the breach in the Yeoman. There is a Jet. She's covering B Heaven, but she could easily come down and fire into B Hell as well. We haven't had as much attention in B in the last couple rounds, but I think this is a good mix-up here for Damwon Gaming Kia.
It seems like this should be MUYAHO getting on the board. If they don't win this round...
Oh, it's Hell.
Yeah, and it seems like all hope is kind of lost. Pushing out of the smoke, taking the shots. Intro manages to find 2. He's got 2 HP! And the cleanup is there. That's a thrifty round. That's absolutely huge for MUYAHO. They finally do get on the board, but it's so late into the game. There's just 3 rounds left, including the one that we're getting ready to jump into. And, I mean, Damwon, having won 8 straight in a row, their wallets are lined. They have so much money.
Oh, I mean, yeah, their coffers are huge. I mean, they can really buy their way back into relevance with ease. But I'll tell you what, a big win, and maybe we have a later game streak here with MUYAHO closing out the next couple of rounds here and giving them, some shot of recovering here. I mean, you can already see with the score, Damwon Gaming Kia already more than halfway there from winning the first map here, but let's see how they play this time around. Again, a very cautious opening here with the spike left back at Ramen.
It does slow them up a bit. I mean, they still do manage to lurk all the way up mid, just outside of Mail.
I think that Secret saw the shoulder there.
Yep.
Yeah, nice idea there by Secret. Basically saying, oh, okay, I see like your elbow coming here and you're peeking over and over. Maybe I can get a hit. Doesn't connect. And now we're going to have a gathering, I think, once again, up here into mid. Smokes are coming down. They're going to try to come in through Heaven. The Yeoman's going to be bringing the spike actually through Heaven as well, it looks like.
Blinds avoided successfully there by Texture, but Buzz pushing through the smoke does manage to find 1. Tailwind's back, and they're starting to read that the spike is going to be rotated through ropes over towards A. Showstopper's out. Oh, 10x, he misses it completely. Sends it straight past Secret. Now, the Neural Theft will come through. They'll spot Harry in the back of the site, and the collapse begins to come in. Pushing the corner, who can line it up? It's going to be Secret in the end, gets the headshot. It only takes his HP down to 70, and this is catastrophic for MUYAHO.
A Sage Wall and an Omen Smoke locking them out from even getting in there. I mean, all they can do is shoot down the wall and then eventually come through oh so late. And, I mean, really, the angles here are near impossible for MUYAHO. Let's see what they can do. Good luck.
Shiba, oh, he left just enough space so that he could slink his way through. There is the cleanup. 9-1. This is just utter domination.
This is pretty incredible here. MUYAHO is getting played in every sense. I mean, one round they won, I think, really came down to intro having the angle with the Sheriff to get 3 kills in a row. And frankly, that was the most aggressive game from Damwon Kia, and even that one was kind of slow to start. But what they've done so far is really just control the game and lead the opposing team into these positions that are unwinnable.
Buzz trying to turn up the pace, goes forward but misses everything. Got a decent little crossfire going there, so Kelly able to save Texture's life, but then does give his in exchange. Damage traded out between the Rays and yep, there's just gonna be the res. So back to a 5v4.
This time around, we have mostly floating in mid. Looks like they want to give B another shot. And, you know, there are some adjustments that have been made here. This time the Cypher is on the high ground. It seems like they really want to make sure they can preempt a push in from there. But in fact, it's going to be an attack in the B here.
Okay, huge kills coming in from Intro. Covering Ghana, follows up for a third. Can't quite line it up. Was maybe looking like an ace if he could have gotten the spray down, but Secret shuts it out. Ghana pushing back on the corner, does manage to find one, and it's just Kelly with 3 HP and a dream.
Yeah, really no way Kelly could probably get out of this. Let's see what he can manage to take down with him here. He's going to come around, be picked off. Okay, 2 wins. I think the best we can hope for MUYAHO is to squeeze out a third one and then really start that uphill fight as they switch sides in the second half.
Yeah, that's all that they can really pray for at the moment, but the buys are still going to be there. You can see how much money that everybody here on the side of Damwon has. So still going to be very much armed up. Ults, you know, across the board, fairly even for the most part, unless Chibop can get a, you know, an ult orb and a kill, get that showstopper online. Looks like maybe it's going to be a fast hit here onto the A site. 3 stack over at B. Boombot to clear the ramp. Spray through onto Chibop. Oh my god. He just gets the lucky headshot. Catches 10x through the smoke there. It screens Harry, however, holds it down from the back of sight. Finds 3, looks for more.
We've got Harry reloading, waiting for the push around the corner here. Just Kelly and Secret remaining here.
Spikes over to the B site now from the shadows used. Got out of there before the aftershock could go off.
And
so the spike will get planted.
They need a win with this. Keep in mind, this is not something where you get the spike planted. It's going to give you resources for a later part. So Harry's scrambling to come back over here in a 2 versus 4. Can Damwon Kia manage to clutch this? Secret going to edge in. Will there be anybody pushing through heaven? Here comes, it looks like all 3 right now.
Makes his way over towards Rafters, sees the fault line, knows where they're coming from, cannot line up the first shot. It all comes down to Kelly, who will fall. Buzz finding the other 2 kills. Heroics from Harry at the back of the site to shut down the fast push. MUYAHO do close out the last round of the half with a victory, but it's only 3 so far. And it's a very long road ahead of them if they want to come back into this pistol round. Oh boy. Get ready to nail your shots.
And I'll tell you what makes this maybe even worse for MUYAHO. They didn't get their wins until the end.
Yep.
A lot of times these teams that, you know, it does become close, the losing team was at least strong early on. Opposite story this time around. So Damwon Gaming Kia, I mean, if they can just win the 2 pistol rounds and then, or the pistol round the next, and then get the rifle round with a win, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to get a win somewhere in there unless we have one of the most unusual best of 3s ever.
Yeah, I mean, 8 straight rounds to kick things off there for Damwon before MUYAHO was able to get there first. And then a loss, and then 2 wins. Swapping over to the attacking side, I'm really curious to see how they are going to approach this, because, I mean, you got to remember, like, Damwon has this Sage. She can completely cut off, you know, choke points and whatnot with the ice wall. So that can really slow the pace as long as she, you know, rolls the dice, gets it correct on, you know, what the angle of attack is going to be. If they try to go for a rush play, it can completely shut that down.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, Sage, I think, is much more pronounced on defense on split. I mean, sure, the walls are pretty handy post-spike plant if you're the attackers, but just being able to mitigate circulation in the middle here and really force you to, if you're going to try to take shortcuts, go through sewers, man.
Yeah. Well, they're going to have to try to pilot around that. Because, I mean, obviously, you can just break through the wall. If she tries to toss that up, you'll be able to break the wall before a full rotation can come over. But there's also those slow orbs that you have to keep in mind while the Sage is just, you know, potentially shooting at you. Pistols out, Buzz straight up the ramp. Manages to spot one, tries to clear the box. Texture does get smoked off, but still does manage to spam through, get a couple of hits as Ghana falls low. Oh man!
Just through the smoke.
As Ghana falls low, Ghana just dies. He gets the headshot with the Ghost. Very nicely done. Spike will get planted, but now 4v5. MUYAHO, can they defend?
Yeah, this is a tough one in a pistol round to come into these angles here. They're going to try to push through screens, but you know there's going to be some good crossfire set up there from the Jet all the way down, and then the Cypher around the corner here.
Pushing out of the corner, the Frenzy does manage to somehow get lined up, and Intro finds a collab with the classic. Kelly and Chiba both falling, and MUYAHO do crucially win the pistol round.
Yeah, and that's at least the start of what could be an insane comeback in this map. Good job there getting a spike plant and then securing that and basically muting the option of an attack down from heaven. Going into the next round, I mean, this is going to be the round where Spectres are going to be bought all around here for MUYAHO. Damwon Gaming Kia, they may even go for a full save. And we'll see what kind of play they have. They don't appear to be setting up for any kind of a blind counter.
All right, again, fast hit. Blind is good onto the ramp, and Texture is knocked out. 10X just pressing through, gets around the back, finds Secret, and this is perfect for MUYAHO. This is exactly how they need to play. Hard and fast, they get themselves onto the site this time with 5 members left standing versus 3. 10X does fall. Ghana pushing the corner after shock. Not going to be used yet. Redraws his weapon, spots one, and the nade will finish him off, but it's okay because Intro's here with the Bulldog holding it down.
But we expect that win in round 2.
Sure.
This is going to be the moment where Damwon Kia can start the reversal here. They lost momentum in that pistol round. That's only the beginnings, though. We did see Damwon Gaming Kia be overall extremely strong when it came to rifles, when it came to utility. But once more, this time around on the 15th round overall, the 3rd round in the second half, we're going to have what appears to be another push, perhaps just as quick as the last 2, into the A site.
Yep, fully stacked up, still just 2 members over on that side. Taking their time. Looking to delay and keep it a little bit more ambiguous, but now smoke will come down. Camera spots one. Secret waiting out the nades before he starts to spray through. Takes a couple shots. The rotation comes in from Damwon. Surrounding here at the A site. Spike getting planted in the back corner.
Ghana with that plant now. It's going to be up to Damwon Gaming Kia to try to get in here and get that defused. 3 in heaven, 2 by screens. A very good spread overall here from MUYAHO, where there's a lot of angles that are going to have to be covered correctly if there's going to be any breach into this position.
Well, pushing out 10X, unable to win that trade. Ghana does manage to find one. Harry finds another. Chibop blast packing his way into the back of sight, but Ghana finds another headshot. He lines up 3 on the round. There's the closeout. MUYAHO now within touching distance, just 3 rounds behind.
And think of the way this entire map has taken shape as far as round results go. It was Damwon Gaming Kia going undefeated until they pretty much started losing every round after that. What a weird turn of events so far.
I mean, if you count the first half, this is a 4-round winning streak right now for MUYAHO. They win the last 2 in the first half. They come in here, they win the pistol, they win around, they win 13, they win 14, they win 15. They're just clawing it back.
Now that means
a 5-round win streak, actually.
They still need twice the number of wins from here on out in order to catch up. But Damwon Gaming Kia really completely losing steam. The wind pulled out of their sails as we go a little bit further here. This time around, the spike set up to perhaps be shuttled through mid. We have the Yeoman over here outside of B and Cypher, just making sure nobody comes from behind outside by A sewers.
Just lurking, Boombot. Will get let loose. Slow orb comes through. Aftershock used. Buzz does not decide to spray through the smoke. Nade zones back Chibop for the moment as Ghana gets ready to corner peek. Fault line comes through, but Chibop tries to hold strong. Does manage to find one. Maybe they would opt in for the flashpoint, but instead go for that fault line.
Okay, again, hanging in mid. There's nobody around either corner here. The Sage Wall goes down. They shoot that down and then tiptoe towards zip lines. At least the Cypher does. Omen still hanging back at B Garage. We're going to have an Omen duel in a second here.
Eugene just has to pull way out of heaven. Intro. Oh no! Completely caught. trying to use the dark cover. Kelly finds one.
Just looking at his gloves.
That's the advantage. I have some
He's like,
pretty
these
hands.
gloves are pretty cool. They even got room for my long fingernails. And then he gets picked off. And now we've got the defenders closing in on the A site as Breach is ready to plant the spike just by pillar.
Rolling Thunder crashing through defensively, then the spike gets planted. One drops down,
Ooh.
Buzz spots that, has too many targets though, throws out a cloud burst, manages to find Texture, keeps himself safe. Here's the drop down coming, finds Eugene, now the push coming through, Harry scopes in for just a moment, and Ghana has the cleanup. A bit of a rough one there, but MUYAHO do win the round, now within 2.
Buzz is so clutch back there, getting those kills, including the Sage that came down from kind of an awkward angle there from heaven. And the ability to just switch between all those different positions and allow the rest of his team to just carry it out, do the defense they need to let that spike ultimately not be diffused was just incredibly done.
Take another look at it. I mean, the cloud burst is just perfect. That bought him enough time. Otherwise, he would not have been able to get that peak to eliminate Texture. And we could have been looking at a very different round. Could have been looking at 10 rounds up for Damwon. Secret playing here in the cyber cage. Spots one, and Buzz just not moving. So he's just, okay, I'll shoot you in the head. Ghana is there to make it a 1-for-1 exchange, however, so still going to be a 4v4. Eugene does not yet have the res. Now he has no life as 10X pressed up into heaven finds 2.
Damwon Gaming Kia just getting dominated here as they're trying to get over to this spike once again. The same spots, some of the same positions even held here. They just know how to take this site and they know how to keep it. Now a 2v3. This might be the moment though MUYAHO has a chance.
They're trying to get back in here. So very close to bringing it within 1, and now they have it with the final kill coming out from 10X.
And one more win from MUYAHO, it's even. They've gotten
Unreal.
that chance now. They pulled together, and I don't know if they're just going to ride this all the way out to 13 wins, and it's going to...
7 in a row.
Yeah.
Currently.
It's crazy. And again, the first 8 games, or 8 rounds, I should say, were all won by Damwon Gaming Kia.
Yeah.
Everything else, with the exception from 1, has been pretty much a combo here from MUYAHO.
And this is just, you know, the perseverance that you see at the highest level when it comes down to competitive play. If you were, and you know, I know that everybody who's watching this that plays Valorant, you and I have played Valorant together.
Yep.
You get to a point where you lose 8 rounds in a row while just playing online and competitive, you're ready to throw in the towel. A lot of times in Korea, you'll see a surrender if you lose the first 5. So, you know, for these guys to just be able to sit there and be like, no, it's okay, we'll get him in the next half, is just impeccable. Chibop, not fooling anybody. They go for the spray.
Yeah, and she actually stayed back there hoping that eventually the firing would stop and she could surprise him later, but they committed, got the kill immediately, and once again, another player bled off at the start here, looking like another strong start for MUYAHO.
Texture playing forward. Fault line does not connect. Wants to press up through this smoke. Great right click, takes out one, manages to exit safely, gets himself back up into heaven, and that is a man advantage now for the side of Damwon.
This is a tricky spot now for MUYAHO. It looks like they may go ahead and try to just come back into the A site. They've got the Omen drawing fire, but at this point in time, we always know the Omen is basically always at B no matter what, so not much of a trick there. But we do have our 2 players closing into A now.
Secret's here. He's waiting with a Bucky around the corner. They're not quite looking at him. Oh, man! Clip's kind of in the head, but it's not enough pellets. Dives out, push around the corner. Texture has the cleanup. Now it all comes down to Intro, who's currently making his way up through A main. And with 12 seconds left, he's got to kill 3 members. There's no hope of a spike plant.
Yeah, and it's just not going to happen. Maybe he can get 1 or 2, but this is finally going to be the 10th win on the board right now for Damwon Gaming Kia.
Does manage to get 1. They want to take the gun away from him. He's not going to be able to win the round, so it's a thrifty victory here for Damwon as Kelly finishes him with the Sheriff. Will be able to recover a weapon here. But Damwon, they take another step forward. They separate themselves from MUYAHO just a little bit more, so now 2 rounds down.
Yeah, taking that lead early on and then beginning to mount it once more. Again, it was a lot of heavy lifting for MUYAHO to finally get back in range of equalizing this, but Damwon Gaming Kia having that lead, at least that was a good cushion for them to try to recover, and it looks like we may be having that happen right now.
Yeah, really good opening there in mid. Without the plays from Texture, would have been looking almost certainly like another round victory. Would have been tied up 9-9. Instead, not the case. Buzz, it's always fun. It's,
yeah,
the little Roomba.
Roomba, yeah. So now we have, it's like a cute robot ghost coming out or something. So we have a 2-2 split here with mid under the control right now of MUYAHO. They're still debating where to go exactly. The Sage will wall off B, but that may make it tempting to just dive immediately into A.
Could be. I mean, Buzz already knives out, pressing his way forward. Does spam the ropes. Yeah, no ambiguity about it. They're going to make quite a bit of noise as they drop down here.
They made noise dropping down, and now they're just sitting here, so it's kind of an awkward spot.
They do have lion's share members of Damwon rotated over towards that A side.
It seems like what they want to do is draw attention over there and then just sneak into B. Trick the other team and tricked us, and it's going to work because B is going to be probably an easy place to try to snag.
Yeah, well, Kelly looking to make it a little bit more difficult, but 10X does have the rocket drawn out. Oh man, looks away at the perfect time for Eugene to peek from alley. Finds him, and now it is still going to be an advantage for Damwon on the retake. 4 members alive versus the 3. Rez just to go ahead and make it 5. Makes it that much more difficult. Damwon Kia hungry to shut this down. Rocket comes out. Bob just kind of offering a little bit of damage up onto himself. Intro finds 3, and he will get the 4th. Cannot get the 5th, but now comes down to Harry, and Texture only has 11 HP remaining. He's creeping around behind. He's up on the rafters. Drops down. Can he line up the shot? Oh, man. It was looking terrifying for a moment, but they will be able to close this out.
Such a nail-biter of a round. 10-9 now. Again, 13 wins, and you've won the map, but 12-12, and we do go into overtime. And I think the way this is starting to seesaw back and forth, overtime is a very real possibility.
It certainly is. I mean, this is MUYAHO's opportunity to try to go ahead and tie us up for the first time, as it's going to be Sheriffs and Bucky's out here for the side of Damwon. But man, Intro, the heroics from him, almost getting that ace clutch. Blind's coming out, forces Secret back, another blind connects. Does not get the kill, gets jumped on.
And not bad shooting with the Bucky there. Now 3 versus 3. They're going to try to collapse in on A here. From every side is going to be Damwon Gaming Kia. Screens, ramps, and heaven.
Wires being thrown down. Shibop lunging his way forward, doing his best buddy impersonation. Does manage to find 1. But now it's Kelly with a Sheriff. Gets 1. Yeah, clips him through the corner. Was so low. So still, you know, a very costly round for the side of MUYAHO. They lose out on 4 members, now have to repurchase those weapons. So they're draining the bank down a little bit, but it's tied up now. And the pressure's got to be on Damwon. I mean, we're talking about mental perseverance, you know, being able to go down 8 rounds, then come back into this. It goes both ways. It's Damwon being up 8 rounds and then suddenly having this reversal come through. You start really questioning your own play.
Yeah, some real psychological blows on both sides here. It's been just such a difficult back and forth. It's not your normal give and take as each team's trying to play catch up in the tug of war of all these rounds in a Valorant match.
10X finds an opening frag as the boom bot will just go ahead and start clearing out, but doesn't make it far enough into heaven. Just an extra clear with the paint shells. It's got to be careful. No Sage obviously here for MUYAHO, and 21 HP remaining for this raise.
The spike is still far in mid, so although they have the ability to launch and attack from ramps here, they don't have the easy way to plant that spike.
How? That's unbelievable that Shibop does not get that kill. Great snap up. Gets the headshot. Secret trying to creep down, and Buzz, despite having 11 HP, will manage to find that one as well. And this is looking like a surefire turnaround here for MUYAHO, unless Eugene can do something about it. Can't quite get the 3rd. Ghana finishes him off. Fault line going to be chucked out, but they don't know where Kelly's at. See, he'll just be rotating through the ropes right now. Phantom in hand.
Should be an easy closer here for MUYAHO. I mean, Kelly taking out 3 players and defusing the spike, probably impossible. This is, I think, maybe going to come more down to, can you take as many players down with you as possible?
Does he check the right? He does.
Okay,
right as 10X just around.
1/3 of the way there, if time allows.
Ghana does have low HP, but the paranoia, it does manage to connect. Intro has been absolutely on fire.
Oh, this is some of the best plays I've ever seen from Intro. I mean, these fights that Intro is taking and the people he's taking down with him are completely changing the landscape of a round. Now MUYAHO taking the lead with 11 wins. There's not much map left.
No, there's not.
Yeah, round 22 here.
I'm feeling the I'm feeling the OT.
I feel
You
like
know?
it's going to be overtime, but I'll tell you what, man, it's just Donwan Gaming Kia squeezing in a few wins here and there. Really, most of this in the past, 10, 20 minutes has been MUYAHO's domination.
Oh, MUYAHO looking to keep that dominance as they go really aggro into the back site, but Texture is prepared. Right click, strikes down 10x. Now they have to think better of this, but the headshot comes through. Intro gone, their clutch player eliminated. Ghana, however, manages to find one, takes another out of the sky. As it all comes down to Harry. Secret, however, with the neural theft will spot him out. 1v2, the health slowly ticking up here for Eugene.
Ooh, taking a shot into the shoulder there. Secret and Eugene need to clutch this. There is still a lot of time available in this round.
Fortunately, the spike dropped in the back of the site, so no chance to just reroute over to B. Cyber Cage dropped in. Oh man, so close to just shooting through that little billboard. Manages to find one. Has to pull back. The dart is there. Draws it out.
Ooh.
Goes for another shot.
40 seconds. That's years in Valorant time here.
The dart doesn't hit.
Yeah.
Doesn't manage to get him with the cam.
Lands down, waiting for the peek over here.
30초 남았습니다.
Puts a cyber cage, but it's all just a ruse. He's going to be coming down here on the other side. Has him in the sights. Could have clicked on him. Fake plants. Is it going to be a full plant?
Oh, this
You're
is so
kidding
risky.
me.
He
No!
actually holds it for the plant. Gets himself behind the map.
He's got the wrong ideas here.
He gets tagged up. Secret's got it. 11 to 11.
Unreal. I couldn't even believe he fully committed with the spike plant.
Yeah.
There was still enough time that I thought maybe just fake the plant, pop out, get the kill. But again, wall banged through and killed off.
Unbelievable. Tied up again.
11-11.
And we're still, I mean, the money not looking great for MUYAHO. They absolutely need to win this one if they're going to force out OT.
Yeah. So this is either going to be overtime or somebody wins 13-11. I've got my fingers crossed for overtime.
Certainly seems to be that way. Burst out. There's the flash. Buzz jumping up over the top of the wall, but has he gone too far? Nearly has 6 health remaining for him as he pulls back into mid. But they do manage to find a kill. Eugene, however, does have the res available. As Kelly trades one back before getting taken out by Intro. Texture capitalizes. A 3v3, but Buzz with just about no health remaining. Can they make it happen? The spike currently getting planted at default. Secret has already moved out. Game goes out, flash is flying. Secret clears the camera, pops the ping, gets the headshot. Harry gets dropped, pushes the corner. Ghana ready for it, managed to find one, but Buzz, the savior, can he pull it off? The res comes through and he just cannot get there.
Yeah, the gun is not out at the right time. The Sage will get the defuse. Donwan Gaming Kia gets that critical 12th win on the board. It's either overtime or 13-11 with Donwan Gaming Kia finally finishing off what they started on Split.
I thought you were going to say overtime or novertime or something.
Novertime.
Some kind of weird little pun. Oh, boy. Well, as you can see, money, not great. 2 rifles on the side of MUYAHO. Otherwise, Spectres and a Stinger.
So, I mean, this is not great. I mean, they really were banking on winning it with the plant and then coming home with a strong finish, but this is still very doable.
It certainly is, but they got to be.
Same opening here as before.
Yep, they're going for it yet again. The boombot gets cleared. Pushing the corner. The showstopper is available. Throws it on the corner. 10x in the meantime with a showstopper of his own does manage to find Kelly off screen. That has happened there on B site proper. Spike currently getting planted, and this is looking so much better for MUYAHO to go ahead and take us into OT.
Okay, coming over here from heaven and hell. They're now down inside of the site. Ghana with the kill there on Eugene.
Great lurk from behind. Finds the Sage. So much less support now available as 10x. He doesn't even take damage. Pushes straight through that smoke to find Chibop. Secret and Texture both do manage to find one, but then Texture gets eliminated by Buzz, and it's Secret on his lonesome with 16 HP.
Yes!
And yes, we are going to overtime.
Hell yes. in one of the most dramatic matches we've had out here in Korea. It could go either way. Unreal.
It could technically go infinitely.
It could go on forever.
I mean, you and
There
I
might
we were
just
playing
be-
last night. We had that, what, it was like 4 overtimes?
Yeah, before it was like 2:30 a.m. and we lost, and then I'm like, well, I'll see you tomorrow, Seth.
It was like 17-15.
That's right. Yeah, this could just go on forever, Achilleos. There might be just,
I'll allow it.
it goes on for days and days, and then eventually they find a bunch of skeletons over here. two caster skeletons, a production crew skeleton. You know, what happened here? They got to go look at the records and go, oh my God, it was the longest overtime in Valorant history. Or somebody wins 2 rounds and it's over.
Yeah, that could also happen. Very much could. But man, I mean, what a turnaround from MUYAHO, just overall. The perseverance from them, and I mean, Damwon as well, fighting back, tooth and nail, both of these squads, just neck and neck with each other. I mean, this is why I said this has got to be a 2-1 set. There's no way that this series, unless it's 2 maps like this that are barely won by a single team, there's like no way that this ends up being a 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, they're very evenly matched. That much is for sure. Tense moment here, just in the first map.
Yeah. Only a slight reprieve here for the players as they get ready to go into OT.
By the way, I mean, the balls to go in with the same opening in the second round with worse guns and then to make it work is crazy. The Breach Jet combo, Breach flashing, Jet dashing in, them responding, par for the course with the Sage Wall.
I mean, Chibop needed to get value off of that showstopper, and it just did not work. It did not get the hit.
Yeah, they faked the jump over.
Yeah.
Is the brilliant part of it.
Yep, the updraft just to create more distance from the explosion radius. Great stuff. Well, now, Damwon. First on the attack, intro set up here on the side. Aftershock will delay a little bit. Cloudburst forward. He goes for the jet. He finds the snap on intro. Gets a second. He's looking for a third. He will get it as well. Blind comes out. He'll drop down. Push on the corner.
I think his purpose served, though, oh so well.
Oh, yeah.
It's just Secret now trying to come in here.
They know that he's in the garage.
Yeah, the mini games of trying to get benefits later on are all gone, basically. So Secret's going to try to will his way through this round, but right now this should be a victory here. A pretty easy one for MUYAHO.
He's just wondering, come on, how have I not hit this guy? How have I not killed Ghana? Another flash. He pushes through, but they just sprayed the cyber cage. And there you go, MUYAHO. You can see Harry popping off.
MUYAHO!
That's their war cry.
That's their war cry. There's when people are screaming at home in their rooms right now, into their monitors.
I think I read his lips, and I think I know what he said, but it's not broadcast appropriate.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say it's MUYAHO.
He said something.
I'm like, oh, that was Korean for MUYAHO. That's great.
I think he said something along the lines of "Let's go." There might have been an extra word in there.
Could be.
I could be wrong.
Could be. If you really think he switched into English and just said that.
I mean, I think, that one transcends all
languages.
languages.
I'm going to go against you. I'm pretty sure he said MUYAHO, but we'll see. Okay. Going into this now, we have the lead right now for MUYAHO. This time, though, they've got to defend A and B.
Oh. Boombot reveals that there is, in fact, at least somebody in mid.
And, of course, this is a very quiet opening here as they don't want to go into double overtime. So we're waiting to see where exactly is the push going to be. Now, A is only got the Cypher here defending, so... I mean, if they're going to attack in anywhere, at least for Damwon Gaming Kia, they would almost hope it would be B. Making a lot of noise here in mid, but is this a ruse? Are they going to actually commit? Are they trying to pull some players out and then get some kills from there? Now, again, we saw them do this before where they hop down and then come back up through ropes.
And it looks like it might be a similar play again. That being said, it's a double fake. By the look of it. So they go back up just to double, just to check, make sure no one's pinching from behind.
This is basically a round that complements an earlier round. And that's how these teams are so good, is the rounds build off of each other.
Secret just blindly taking a shot with the camera. Now spots him again as he toggles back through. Holds the corner, but Ghana's got the headshot. As 10X tries to hold things down from the rafters. Will drop, gets himself tucked in the corner just to the side of screens. Spike now getting planted. 10 seconds to spare. Buzz just waits around the corner, and it's a chokehold here on the side.
Oh my
MUYAHO,
God.
I think they've done it. Dash over the side. 10X is there. Chibop manages to trade one back, but he will fall, and MUYAHO, they get it in the end. Such a turnaround. The pop-offs at the table justified as they take this 14-12.
Unreal. What a sick first round. And I'll tell you what, I mean, maybe they can squeak out the second win. What's so funny about that entire map is that if you just caught the beginning of that map and then, you know, you thought, okay, well, this one's just so one-sided, I'll come back later. And then you hear that it was won in overtime, 14-12.
Yeah.
I mean, so crazy.
I mean, and that's record ruin for Damwon. No more 100%.
Yeah, that's right. And I think it's a demoralizing loss. I think that there's going to be a little bit of tournament trauma going on here for Damwon Gaming Kia. As I mean, I'm sure everybody watching that, when you saw that 8th win in a row, you're thinking, okay, well, this is
go next.
This is not the match we thought. Okay, what a surprise.
Yep.
Let's finish this one out and continue on with the tournament. But that's why we have so many rounds and we let these games develop. And what a game that was. And so the first one on the board here for Damwon Gaming, or excuse me, MUYAHO rather. And now we go to map 2.
Yeah, and I mean, and then we get ready to go into their pick as well. I mean, you could just look at the streaks at the bottom of your screen there. Just a huge turnaround in the end of the first half from MUYAHO. They ran with it for so very long at the start. And it was just gorgeous, wonderful to watch. You know, both of these teams swing back and forth. You know, we said all we can hope for at the end of the day, Tasteless, is good Valorant. That was some damn good Valorant.
We asked and we received. Now, I'm hoping that Damwon Gaming Kia can actually come back and win the next map. I'm not as worried about the score, but I do worry about the lopsidedness overall of the way that map went, and if in fact MUYAHO has just found their form and will carry this out with a 2-0.
I mean, it very well is possible, but I'm right there with you. I'm hoping that these guys can take it the distance. I mean, Ghana coming in with the highest KDA overall with the 2.2, but the ACSs go the way of Intro and Texture. Texture kind of nabbing that one away from Chibop. He had such a strong start. He was very much the biggest impactful player on the side of Damwon, which was a great turnaround for him because when he kind of made his re-debut on this roster, it was a bit lackluster. He was playing the Cypher, didn't really work out for them so much, just was constantly getting picked off. But on the race, he looks phenomenal, but Texture as well with that Jet. Some great moments.
Guys, we've got a short break, but when we come back, Game 2 here in Group B with MUYAHO versus Damwon Gaming Kia. Do not go away. You don't want to miss it.